My name is Peter Thomas Roach. My age is 73 years old. My knee, I hurt my knee back about 6 months ago, and I was told that it was ultimately through an MRI, a meniscus tear. And as I endured the pain, it never got better. I went through some therapy, but it never really worked. And it kept getting worse to the point where, you couldn't go up or down steps. And you couldn't exercise, and I exercise a lot, but I pretty much had to drop out of everything because I couldn't do it. So I became to a point where I looked at surgery, and then ultimately looked at stem cell. The procedure was in 3 steps. The first step was where they prepared the knee. The second step was where they did the stem cell and platelets, and then the final step is they did platelets around the ligaments of the knee. The procedure was done over 3 days. I did it about 2-3 days apart, so I was pretty much done within 2 weeks. The process was very thorough. Dr. Tambar was very gentle as he did the process, and it was not at all as invasive as I thought it was going to. So I was expecting the worst, and then basically found out that it was much better than what I thought. Basically, he said the pain levels would always be within the 1 or 2 range versus the 7 to 10 range.
Right.
So it's something that, when you think about it, it's something you can live with, versus if you went through surgery, the pain levels would be quite different.
Right.
And I think the other thing is the recovery time with the stem cell. You go through physical therapy, but the recovery time before you start feeling better is very short. It's within 4 to 6 weeks. It's beginning to work, and you can feel the difference. Whereas like today, I can go up and down steps. I can do my swimming. I can walk around the grocery store with no pain. I can get in and out of a car without pain.
That's great.
And so these are all things that you take for granted. And when you don't have good knees or a good back or whatever you have, you realize that it's really a gift to have good health. The initial discussion with Dr. Tambar, he was very thorough on what was going to happen, what I could expect, and he was very kind and gentle as we went through that. And he did not come across as a know-it-all kind of doctor, but concerned about the patient, concerned about what you thought, and then he tried to address those concerns or needs that you had. I think as we went through the process, I found out from him, each step of the way, what would happen. And which was really quite interesting because, I was expecting something a little different, but he outlined exactly what he was going to do, how it would work, and then afterwards, if you had any kind of pain, what it would be. What I like about Dr. Tambar, that's his mission. I know he gets paid for what he does, but his mission is to get you healthy again so you can have a good, productive life. And that, as far as the doctor's concerned, that's my primary concern, that the doctor's invested in my health, and which has worked out very well here at the Chicago Arthritis. And one final point, I think the staff here is very caring, very concerned. They do a good job, and they want to make sure that you're okay, and that you're not feeling bad, or that if you have a concern, it's addressed. So overall, it's a win-win.